Okay, let's get started on our visual bridge. Just like today, we got a chance to look at all the solid figures that we have and what they kind of look like. So just a reminder what those are. These are solid figures. The first one is a cube, and then this is a rectangular prism. And the way I look at this is, well, I can tell that this has a rectangle in it. Rectangular prism is the name of that. This is a sphere, looks like a ball. Cylinder, looks like a can of soup. And then a cone, I always think it looks like an ice cream cone or like a birthday hat. So on the guided practice down here, it says, look at the solid figure. Then circle the objects that have the same shape. So the first one is a rectangular prism. Looking at these shapes right here, what is the rectangular prism looks like? Well, it looks like this toolbox right here. It also looks like this book. The book is just kind of standing up, so it's kind of different kind of form than that. Number 2, what does your sphere look like? Well, it looks like a basketball for sure. It also looks like a tennis ball for sure. And then a cylinder, what does a cylinder look like on these 4 objects? It does not look like an apple. It does look like a can of peaches maybe, and maybe a glass of orange juice. And it does not look like a football. So on your independent practice, it says look at the solid figure, and you're doing the same thing. You're looking at which one or ones look just like your solid figure. I would like you to do number 7 as well. It says what comes next? Draw and name the shape that continues the pattern. So whatever you're going to draw here, find that word up here at your visual bridge, one of these, whatever one you're going to draw right here, and then you need to draw it and you need to tell me what shape it is by writing it underneath or above it. When you're done with all of that, you may move on to the back, so pause this video, work, and then press play. You had some time to work on the middle part, so now it's time to move on to the back. Petra is looking for a solid. It looks like a box where each side is the same. What solid is it? Draw a picture to show your answer. So Petra is looking for a solid. It looks like a box where each side is the same. What solid figure is it? Draw a picture. Well, think about the ones that we just talked about. We talked about a cube. We talked about a rectangular prism, sphere, cylinder, and cone. Well, you know it's going to be a box, so it's not going to be a sphere. And we know it's not going to be a cylinder because those are not boxes. It's not going to also be a cone because that's not a box. So then we're left with either a cube or a rectangular prism. Well, I know that on a rectangular prism, if you look down here, all of these sides are not the same. The front shape has a really long shape, but over here it has a really short shape. So it's probably not going to be a rectangular prism. So our answer is probably going to be a cube. And the simplest way to draw a cube is this. First thing you do is draw a box. And in the middle, draw a dot. And from that dot, draw another box. And then connect them together, and then you have a cube. If you need further instructions on how to do that, remember you can rewind and watch that again. Let's go to number 9. Juan said that his solid will roll, but it will not roll in a straight line. What solid does he have? Draw a picture to show your answer. Well, looking down here, we know it's going to roll. Well, a rectangular prism does not roll. So here are the ones that are going to roll. But he says that when it rolls, it's not going to just roll in a straight line. It's going to kind of roll around. So which one of these would roll kind of around and not just straight? A cube would. Or not a cube, I'm sorry. A cone would. The reason why a cone would was because it's not going to just roll straight, it's going to kind of roll around following the tip. Okay? So then we would write cone. Number 10, Amy is bouncing a ball, which is the same shape as her ball. So you can do number 10, and then 11 says, draw a tower you could make with some solid figures. Write the name of each solid. So maybe I would start my solid figure with my tower with a rectangular prism. Okay, and then maybe I would draw a cube on top of that. And then on top of that, maybe I would draw a cylinder. So then I need to label all of them. Oops. And then cube, and then rectangular prism. It's right kind of small, but they do want you to draw them and label them. When you're done, you may get this checked.